All right, everybody, let's talk about how to complete these circle maps. I want you to know that the circle maps are meant to be a brainstorm page. All right, you have done so much work on this unit. You, for example, have done maybe 3 or 4 different assignments or notes or videos about the plague in particular. And so basically, what we want to do is we want to put all that information into one spot. So you'll notice that there are 3 circle maps. One is the plague, one is political changes in England, and the other is the Hundred Years' War. What your job is to go through all of your materials and to write down any facts that you feel are important in regards to that particular topic. So, for the example of the plague, maybe I'll write down, okay, you know what? According to the Medieval Apocalypse video notes, this is how many people died. But according to the Black Death packet, this is how many people died. Maybe I'll write down the symptoms, the locations of where it spread, where it came from, how it was spread, what the people thought were good cures at the time, and then what we know today are better cures, right? So basically, you want to write down as much information as you can to fill up all the white space on this page. Now, you can do this in a couple of ways. Option 1, draw little boxes and have, okay, this is my information organized by topic. If you want to organize it in regards of, a timeline, like starting here, okay, this is what it was like in the beginning and then go all the way around, that's fine too. If you're more along the lines of, I don't want to organize, I just kind of want to throw everything on the paper and have this be a true brainstorm, that is fine as well. So your goal is to write down as much information as you possibly can to fill up the white space around each of the circles. Now, you should do this for all 3. All right, the plague needs to be filled out, the Hundred Years' War, and the political changes. My advice for the political changes is that you really want to look back at the decline of feudalism notes, obviously, but you also want to look back at the introduction to feudalism notes. What was life like before? What political changes happened then? And then on top of that, take a look at the religion in medieval times notes. We talked about a couple things, especially like Henry II. He was already there in those notes. And so the idea is you're combining all of your information that we've done in this entire unit down to those 3 main topics, those 3 main events that occurred in the Middle Ages. Now, after you have done the 3 circle map pages, what you'll want to do is you'll want to go to the tree map, which looks like this. A tree map is a fancy way of just saying we're organizing all the information that we just threw together on those brainstorm pages, and we're going to put it into 3 distinct categories. Now, I would hope it's obvious, but the 3 categories you're talking about are the plague, the Hundred Years' War, and the political changes that happen over time. Now, you'll notice that there's an essential question here at the bottom of your page. This essential question is going to be the essay you are writing for the final exam. And so what you've just done is you've collected all of your information into one location, and now we need to figure out what will our essay look like. So obviously the system of feudalism declines because of the plague, the political changes that happened, and the Hundred Years' War. The question is, what specifically about those 3 events do lead to feudalism as a system going away? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill in my topics. So maybe I feel, the strongest one I feel like I can talk the most about is the plague. So I'll put the plague here. I'll tell myself a couple bullet points. What is the plague? When did it happen? Maybe I'll make a note of what the symptoms were, stuff like that. And then the how is going to basically be, how does the plague specifically lead to the end of feudalism? And then the very, very last part is the most important. Why do we care? Why do we care that the plague allowed feudalism to go away? You're going to do that for the plague, political changes in England, and the Hundred Years' War. After you have finished this entire packet, the more detailed you are, by the way, the easier your life will be in a few weeks here. When you finish the packet, the idea is you now have a rough outline of what your essay is going to look like. So good luck, take your time, do not rush, and be as detailed as possible.